Right, well, good afternoon. My name is Simon Reichwald, and I'm the Director of Bright Futures. And this session we're going to be looking at now is what is work experience? Just as a start, I thought I'd give you a little bit of background about me and why I feel in a position to talk to you about work experience. I've been involved in graduate recruitment for 17 years. Recruiting graduates for organisations across the UK and Europe. So what I'm going to be able to share with you over the next 15 or so minutes is insight into what it is that the employers look for, and when they talk about work experience, what are they looking for from it. Bit of background about Bright Futures, the organisation I run. One half of the business is a recruitment organisation. The other half is we run the UK's largest student and skills and careers society. We exist in more than 35 universities across the UK, and the society essentially exists from a student's perspective to help give you a competitive edge in the job hunting market. And we do that by giving you the opportunity to meet face-to-face with a broad range of employers, find out about different careers, but also to develop the skills that you are going to need to stand out in the very competitive job market. So if you're interested in more about Bright Futures, there is a Bright Futures Society at Leicester, and you can join the society and get involved with the activities. And as I said, we provide a range of services. We support the committees who run the society very heavily. That's what my organisation does. So we run and host a national website. We bring graduate recruiters into the network for you to meet with and network and engage with. We run conferences and training sessions for our committees. So if you're interested in getting involved in the committee, you can do that too, and you get a lot of support. So we're specialists in the graduate market, and we're going to share some insight with you today. Bit about the graduate market as a whole. It's been pretty tough the last couple of years. If you were a graduate in 2008, 2009, it's been a pretty horrible time and not easy to get a good graduate job. But the good news is definitely picking up. It started getting better in 2010, and certainly all the evidence we have as we come into 2011 is it's getting better and better. So despite what the media are telling you that there are no graduate jobs out there, there definitely are, but it is a competitive market and you need to stand out. And work experience is one of the ways, without question, that you can stand out. Just a little bit, therefore, about the job market. As I said, it's very competitive. We have over 300,000 graduates coming out of university every single year. And companies are getting on average 69 applications per vacancy that they've got. So it's hugely competitive. And one of the challenges, of course, is that so many graduates have got good academics. 2/3 of graduates get a 2-1 or better. You need 3 Bs to get to any university across the country on average. So everybody's got good academics. Academics no longer ensures that you can stand out. You need more. And employers today are demanding more than a good degree. And you need to be prepared for this if you're going to secure the job you want when you come out of university. So why is work experience so important? The Institute of Directors, which is the representative body for about 2/3 of the directors across the UK of businesses, did some research recently. Very interesting stat came from them that 64% of directors believe that employability skills are more important than the knowledge and skills gained from your degree. And work experience is a great way to develop employability skills. So employers rate employability skills very, very highly. The other reason why work experience is important, or other reasons it's important, is it helps differentiate you. As I said, everyone pretty much gets a good degree, but the work experience you've done, the breadth of work experience you've done, and the skills you've developed from it is what differentiates you and what makes you stand out. And also from an employer's point of view, if you've got skills already, it means when you join them into their business that you will start making a difference to their organisation faster. Employing people is a cost, and companies want to get a return on their cost, and your ability to deliver value back into business faster and start contributing to the business is going to make you more attractive to employers. So that's why work experience is so important. So what you might want to do now is just think about, just for a few minutes, what are examples of work experience? A lot of people have quite a one-dimensional view about what work experience is, but there are a number of different types of work experience, and it would be useful now if you just spend a couple of minutes before you move on to the next slide, just to write down very quickly examples of what you would consider work experience. So what would I consider some examples and what are generally considered good examples of work experience? Well, an obvious one is internships. Summer internships, hugely popular. Year-long industrial placements, also very popular, and employers like those. But part-time jobs are a great way of getting work experience. Temping is a great way of getting work experience. Volunteering is another really good way of developing work experience. Work shadowing and taking a lead role in society. An important message there really is all work experience is relevant. Too often I hear from students saying, I haven't really got any relevant work experience, or I haven't got any work experience. Turns out they have, they just don't think it's relevant. And the bottom line is all work experience is relevant, and I'll talk in a minute about why that is. The obvious ones, as I said, are internships, industrial placements, and part-time work and temping, but volunteering is a great way to develop skills, as is work shadowing, so spending time with other people, and an often missed one, taking a lead role in a student society, is a great experience to have. There was some research done a couple of years ago, and employers were asked what are the top ways that students can develop the skills that you as an employer want. And the number one way, unsurprisingly, was through an internship or industrial placement. But the second best way, as far as employers were concerned, as a way to develop the skills that they look for, is to take a lead role, i.e. get into a committee of a society. Why? Because it's like running a little business, and that you will develop great skills as a result of it. So there's lots of ways you can develop work experience, and it doesn't have to be something that's paid. There are lots of ways of developing your work experience. So, why is work experience so important? Again, I'd like to just spend a couple of minutes writing down what is the purpose of work experience, what can be gained from it. So just spend a few minutes writing down, before you move on to the next slide, what's the purpose of work experience and what can you gain from it. You'll probably be able to come up with half a dozen different examples. So, one of the obvious reasons for work experience is money, and you shouldn't be afraid of being upfront about that. And with employers, when they ask you about different work experience you've done, one of the reasons is you needed to earn money. Employers know that students need money, so that's clearly one reason. But a big one is clearly skills. Work experience, and one of the reasons that I think people get sidetracked by this issue of work experience is they think work experience is what employers want. Work experience is actually a vehicle to get what employers want. What they want is your skills. They want you to have developed a broad range of usable skills. And that's what work experience can give you. And that's why you can get these skills in so many different ways. Volunteering, societies, and other things that we've mentioned. So again, perhaps just give some thought to what is the purpose of work experience. And just spend a couple of minutes writing those down. So, skills, as I said, is hugely important to organisations and what they're looking for. And what I've got here is a summary of some research that was done a couple of years ago by a company called SHL and Hobsons, where they looked at all the different skills or competencies that employers look for, and they summarised them into this group of 8. And this is a really good list of what employers look for. So when you go for interviews or have a telephone interview with a company, odds on they're going to be looking for evidence of these skills. And they'll ask you questions like, tell me about an example of a time when you've led a group of people or worked in a team, and they're looking for evidence of these skills. So leading and deciding is about leadership skills, making decisions, being decisive, supporting and coordinating might also be considered or described as teamwork. Interacting and presenting is about your communication skills and your ability to get your message across. Analysis and interpreting is again your ability to take a lot of information and absorb it and make some intelligent decisions on the basis of it. Creating and conceptualizing is this hugely important issue of being creative. There's some research done recently by IBM of the top CEOs in the world, and they were asked what's the most important thing you look for and you need to be a leader within an organization, and they talked about creativity being the number one thing. And why is that so important? Because the world is so complicated and they need problems to the solutions that come at people all the time. So the ability to be creative is very, very important. Organising and executing, so organisational skills, but also the ability to then deliver on that plan that you have organised. Adapting and coping. How do you react when things go wrong? And employers are going to be looking for evidence of your ability to react to when things go wrong and to fix the situation, because things do go wrong. That's life. But how well do you cope and adapt to that? And the final one is enterprising and performing, or what you might consider commercial awareness, and this understanding that you have to deliver results. And this is probably the area that most employers would consider graduates to be weakest at. So if you really want to stand out, if you can develop your enterprising and performing skills and your your commercial awareness, you're really going to stand out in a significant way. So that's a really good summary of the skills that you want to try and develop through your work experience, is to develop these skills. So what you might want to consider doing is look at which of those you feel you've got quite strongly, and which of the ones perhaps you haven't got as strongly, and then think about work experience that you could get that would help you develop those skills. Because if you've got good evidence of these skills, then you're going to stand out through the recruitment process. So going back to the purpose of work experience, about money, it's about gaining skills. But there are other important things you're going to get from work experience. Gaining evidence of your achievements. Employers very, very focused on looking for evidence and seeking evidence of what you have achieved. And work experience gives you examples of achievements that you can talk about. They'll ask for times when you've led a team, times when you've achieved a significant result. And work experience can give you those examples. Work experience is also great because it gives you the opportunity to explore different jobs and different industries. You may not know what you want to do. Lots of students and graduates don't. That's absolutely fine. So by getting work experience in different sectors, industry sectors, doing different roles, so doing sales and marketing roles, doing finance-based roles, doing HR or IT or engineering, or just trying different roles and opportunities is a great way to help you make more informed decisions about what you want to do. And employers would really like it. Let's say if you were going for graduate jobs in accountancy, and an employer said, why do you want a career in accountancy? And you could talk about the fact, well, I explored lots of different options at university. I got some work experience in sales and marketing. I got some work experience in operations. I got some work experience in accountancy, and accountancy was the one I enjoyed most. That would give employers real confidence that this was really something you wanted to do rather than just trying to get any old job. Other advantages of work experience is you can build up a professional network. So when you're in your work experience, talk to people, talk to other people who are doing different roles, find out what they do, find out what skills they feel they need, see if there's an opportunity for you to get involved in that kind of activity. And there's a great website you can use called LinkedIn, which is kind of the professional version of Facebook, which gives you the opportunity to build a professional network online. The other great thing that work experience can give you is the knowledge of the demands of work. Employers often talk about grads not being prepared for the world of work, the fact they've got to get in early, work late. And again, if employers can see that you've done that kind of thing, it's just going to give them more confidence. And the final one is work experience. You do well in your work experience, it will give you the opportunity to get a job offer as a graduate. We've just had that in our business. We've got a student who works for us on a part-time basis. She comes in 3 or 4 hours a day, a couple of days a week, and she's done such a great job for us over the last 9-12 months. We'd offered her a job as a graduate. She joins with us in the summer. Initially, she just came on board to get some bit of experience and to earn some money. But she's actually now got herself her graduate job lined up. So lots of different outcomes you can get out of work experience. And if you go into your work experience looking to get the very best out of it, then you will get a lot out of it. Does work experience matter? Is it important? Some recent research was done by an organisation called the AGR, which represents about the largest 800 graduate recruiters in the country. 1/3 of their graduate roles are filled by students who have worked with them on a part-time basis, done an internship, done some part-time work with them during their time at university. So if you can get the opportunity to work in the kind of companies that you want to get a graduate job in, you're going to dramatically increase your chances of getting a graduate job. Work experience matters, as I said right back at the beginning, because you've got to have more than just a degree. You need to stand out, and work experience gives you the opportunity to stand out, to differentiate yourself in a very competitive market. So in summary, work experience, it matters more and more for all the reasons that we've talked on. It really does take many forms. Don't just think of it as something that you have to be paid for, and don't just think of it as having to be in an environment for in the kind of industry sector you want to work in. Yes, that's great if you can do that, but don't forget, work experience is about developing the right skills that are going to make you attractive to employers. So it takes many forms, and you can get more than just a couple of things out of it, more than just money and some skills. You can build a network, and it could even lead to and ultimately a job opportunity as a graduate. So in short, work experience helps you stand out, helps you make better and more informed career decisions, and accelerates the opportunities that are available to you. So just to conclude, Getting work experience isn't easy. The market is still tough. The economy is still fragile. So it is difficult. So it's going to be tough to get work experience. You'll need to be resilient. It's not going to fall in your lap. But there's a great expression, which is the more I practice, the luckier I get. The more you get out there, the more you go looking for work experience opportunities, the more you ask people about work experience opportunities, the more you will increase your chance of getting broad range of work experience. And if you take action on this now and every day, then you are going to dramatically increase your chances of getting that graduate job at the end of your time at university. I hope you found that really useful session. If you've liked what we've talked about and feel that this could be something you'd like to find out more about, you'd like to engage with more employers, you'd like to create opportunities for yourself to get more work experience, to develop the skills that you need, get involved with the Bright Futures Society. As I said, it operates in over 35 universities across the UK, and there is a Bright Future Society here at the University of Leicester. Just go onto our website, which is bright-futures.org.uk, and you can very easily register and be joined up to the society, and then you'll get invited to the events, meet the employers, and be able to develop your skills and secure those internships and those work experience opportunities. Or, of course, you could get involved directly in the committee yourself. So thank you very much. Hope you found that really useful. Do take actions from what we've talked about today, and by doing that, you will really help yourself to get the graduate opportunity you want at the end of your time at university. So thanks very much.